Welcome back to our channel, where you're about to discover 5 shocking facts that can save your life. These are scary facts that you need to know and share with others. But before we get into the video, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on our latest videos. If you are afraid of spiders, then we have bad news for you. The first fact may freak you out, but it could also end up saving your life one day. Did you know that a venomous spider bite is not always immediately fatal? Even if a black widow spider bites you, you might not die right away. However, if you remain calm, wash your hands in cold, soapy water, put on sunscreen, and seek medical attention immediately, you will increase your chances of survival. Black widow venom contains neurotoxins, which are absorbed through the skin. If the wound is treated promptly, the pain and swelling should subside within an hour. While most people think of snakes as cold-blooded reptiles that lurk in dark places, there are actually some species that can survive in hot environments too. But when it comes to dangerous snakes, all you need to remember is this: rattlesnakes rattle before they strike. This is not true for all snakes. A copperhead snake is a pit viper found in North America. It can grow to be over 3 feet long and has distinctive markings along its back that resemble a copper coin. Copperheads are known to deliver a painful bite that can cause swelling and even paralysis. However, unlike rattlesnakes, they rarely rattle before striking. They prefer to ambush their prey by staying still until they are almost on top of their target before striking quickly. So if you see a snake with a tail like this, do not approach it thinking it's harmless. Instead, stay at a safe distance and let it go on its way. Now that you know about snakes that don't rattle before striking, it's time to learn about another dangerous creature that can attack without warning. Horses are beautiful animals that can be gentle and obedient, or wild and unpredictable. A horse's kick can be deadly. Their strong legs and sharp hooves can easily break bones or cause serious internal injuries. In fact, a horse kick is one of the leading causes of death on farms and ranches. If you ever find yourself in an argument with a horse, try to stay calm and avoid making any sudden movements. Talk to the animal in a low voice and try to pet it if possible. If the horse becomes agitated, back away slowly and give it some space. Don't run or scream, as this may provoke the animal further. Remember, a horse's kick can kill, so be careful around these majestic creatures. You may think that if you're not outdoors or around heavy machinery, you're pretty safe from accidents, but that's not necessarily the case. One wrong move in your own home, and you could be in trouble. For example, did you know that a clothes dryer is one of the most dangerous appliances in a house? According to statistics, every year thousands of people are injured by malfunctioning dryers. The biggest risk is fire, which can be caused by a buildup of lint or a faulty heating element. That's why it's important to clean the lint trap after each use, and have the dryer checked by a professional every few years. Another household hazard is carbon monoxide poisoning. This odorless and colorless gas can be produced by a variety of appliances, including water heaters and furnaces. That's why it's important to have a carbon monoxide detector on every level of your home. When we think of dangerous situations, we usually imagine being in the wrong place at the wrong time. But sometimes our own actions can put us in harm's way. For example, did you know that walking under a ladder is considered extremely bad luck? It originated from ancient times, when builders believed that the ladder was a pathway to the heavens, and walking under it would break the connection between heaven and earth. While this may seem like an old wives' tale, there is some truth to it. Falling objects are a leading cause of workplace injuries and deaths. If you must walk under a ladder, do so cautiously and wear a helmet and safety glasses. And if you're setting up a ladder, make sure it is stable and secure before climbing. We all know that the ocean is a powerful force to be reckoned with. Even the smallest waves can knock you off your feet, and the strongest currents can drag you under in seconds. But there's one thing you should never do if you ever find yourself in the water. Don't panic. If you stay calm and follow these simple tips, you may just save your own life. First, take a deep breath and try to relax. Easier said than done, right? But it's important to remember that panicking will only make things worse. If you're struggling in the water, don't flail around. That will only tire you out and make it harder to swim. Instead, try to keep your movements slow and steady. If you're at a beach, try to float on your back and keep your mouth open so that you can breathe. If you're not near a beach, try to tread water by kicking your feet and moving your arms slowly through the water. Once you get yourself upright, try to stay as still as possible and conserve your energy. That way, you'll be able to float until help arrives. And when you call for help, remember to be specific about your location and the nature of your emergency. If there's anyone else in the water with you, try to stay close to them so you can help each other out. Also, if you have any life-saving equipment nearby, like a life ring or life buoy, try to get it into the water. Just remember to stay calm. Panicking will only make the situation worse. Now that you know what to do if you're caught in a rip current, it's time to learn about another dangerous situation you may find yourself in. Lightning strikes. Every year, hundreds of people are killed or injured by lightning strikes in the United States alone. But, did you know that there are certain things you can do to protect yourself from a lightning strike? If you're outside and your hair stands on end, then get indoors fast. That's because it means you're about to be struck by lightning. When lightning strikes, it can travel through your body and cause serious damage. That's why it's important to take cover immediately. If you're caught outside without shelter, try to crouch down and put your hands over your head. If you're in a group, spread out so you're not standing next to each other. Remember, lightning can travel through the ground, so it's important to stay away from trees and metal objects. After a lightning strike, check yourself and anyone around you for signs of injury. Even if you feel fine, it's important to seek medical attention right away. Lightning strikes can cause internal injuries that may not be apparent right away. In addition to avoiding dangerous situations, it's also important to be prepared for them. For example, did you know that you should never use a rubber duck in the bathtub? That's because rubber ducks can absorb water and electricity, which creates a dangerous situation. If you're not careful, you could be electrocuted. That's why it's important to use a plastic or silicone duck instead. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you need to perform CPR, knowing how to do it could save someone's life. CPR is a life-saving technique that can help keep blood flowing to the brain and other vital organs. When someone's heart stops beating, by learning CPR, you'll be able to help someone who is choking, has a heart attack, or has drowned. There are many organizations that offer CPR training, so be sure to check online or ask your local hospital or community center. Knowing how to escape a burning building can also be a life-saving skill. In case of a fire, smoke can be more dangerous than the flames themselves. That's why it is important to stay low to the ground, where the air is less smoky and the temperature is cooler. If you're in a multi-story building, try to stay on the floor below the fire. If you encounter a closed door, try opening it slowly. If it's hot to the touch, then find another way out. If you can't find an exit, then stay in the room you're in and close the door behind you. That will help keep the fire and smoke out. Then put some towels or clothing under the door to prevent smoke from coming in. Once you get outside, stay low to the ground and move away from the building. If your clothes catch fire, stop, drop, and roll to extinguish the flames. We hope these tips have been helpful and that you will never need to use them in a real emergency. But it's always better to be safe than sorry. Do you know any other life-saving facts? Share them in the comments below. We appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you in our next video.